officially confused on what is actually going on here. But then again, I'm only confused because, well, we don't know exactly what is going on here. And I'm also a little bit confused because I'm having wishful thinkings. After all, I have listened. No, 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 no. Don't misunderstand. I'm not blaming this at all. I mean, it's gonna sound like I'm complaining and stuff like that, but as I have listened to wonderful theories made by Pale Ranger, a very good Black Clover, probably the best Black Clover reviewer out there, I, uh, I've gotten some wishful thinkings in my mind. I mean, it's I'm not criticizing, no, nothing. I don't want it to interpret that way. When I say wishful thinking, I was kind of hoping Lich was that a different kind of person than I thought. But in the end, this chapter seems to imply that no, it is not like that. He is indeed on the elves' revengeful side, which would make sense. But then again, we still haven't gotten fully answers. So I mean, well, I was just hoping that Pale Rangers have very awesome theories, and I hope at least one of them is true. All theories cannot always be true, but at least one of them will be closer to that one. So if it sounds I was criticizing anybody, I was not. Okay, on to this chapter itself. I just wanted to get that out of my mind for the first of all. The chapter itself is full of action, although pretty short, but it also gives, as I said before, a lot of confusing. As the elf's Klaus and the elf what other is knocked out, for the first time ever, Licht actually moves and he actually somehow remembers his elf clan being wounded, and he actually makes sure his elf people land carefully. And the strain, but Juno says that he's not levitating using magic. He is just levitating like he's a construct dense of mana. And here is the first confusing part. Lich stops at a sword. Did he just summon that sword like that, or did Asta drop it? I failed exactly to know. Either way, or is it meant to imply that the sword was always there? Just like that second sword that Asta found in the dungeon. Because then Nero shows up and he actually begins to peck Asta very violently. Nero. In fact, we should make theories about that bird. Because the more and more we see it, the more and more it seems to be the fear that Nero is not a bird. At least not a bird. He is connected to these magic stones as well as these magic swords. And there are a lot of different theories out there. And which theory is the one I have least to believe? I mean, I don't know who created this theory, but there was that theory that suggested that Nero is the spirit of the real Licht, and maybe his subconscious, maybe he helped gathering the magic stones in order to help Paleo for all of this, or is there something else? I mean, if Nero really is the spirit of Licht, then the pecking of Asta at that moment doesn't seem to make sense, because it seems he pecks him because he's being stupid or something. But yeah, Nero the bird. Yes, what is your connection to all of this? Either way, the strangest thing is though, as soon as Licht grabs the sword, its rust immediately evaporates and it becomes white. Throwing away things. At first, we all, or at least the popular theorists, all guessed that how is Lich capable of wielding the anti-magic sword? After all, they are anti-magic. But now it seems to reveal how, because he is the only one that can. Because when he touches the rusty sword, he somehow purifies it of its anti-magic, or at least its rust. So, are you telling me that's why he can use the swords? When he is not using them, they become corrupted, but as soon as Lich holds the sword's power, he unlocks their true strength? How does that even make sense? Either way, Lich fights the boys, who is revealing he is so fast that he cannot even react. And he also appears to grab Asta's other sword and purifies that one too, as he knocks them aside and gives a very big dance. Liar just feels like Um, this win is in the bag. Yuno fires his most fierce magic ever, but Lich shows the true terrifying power of the anti-magic sword. Apparently, the true power of the original demon sword was not to cleave through mana, it was to absorb mana. Which is actually why Asta could not use that power, seeing that he has no mana. He uses anti-magic, therefore he could cut through the mana at all. But it seems that Licht can absorb the mana and then send it back, twice as powerful. In a way, though, that was a bit connectional to when Asta used that anti-magic slash, or something similar to that. Either way, Yuno tries his best to fight, even uses Mana Zone, revealing he has that power. However, it still is not enough to defeat Lich. To Lyre is very happy that he is fighting, even though he is apparently not fully awakened. But then Asta, despite having been worn out at all that, fights still sends himself flying with Black Comet, much to Lyre's shock. Because how did they coordinate all of this? Well, Juno is his rival after all, so they coordinated all these attacks at the same time. The only question is though, did they just land a hit on the rageful magic user Lich or something else? Either way, no, I don't know. Again, I was hoping Lich wouldn't become the antagonist at all, but Lyre is still mentioning that he is not fully awakened yet, so who knows? Maybe it happens. The strange thing is though, why isn't he fully awakened? Is it just like Lyre said, there's a side effect of the full awakening? Lich saw his people in that pain, but the memory he saw that I don't think that was his memory. It looked more similar to Peach's or no Patrol's or Veto's memory. So, but I mean he likely saw it, but I still wonder though. Is he just acting out of instinct right now? Because, well, he saw his beloved people getting hurt, remember the catastrophe, and then suddenly decided to attack. Because the problem is, if Lich is this powerful, then there is no way in hell Clover Kingdom can win. Again, you are never supposed to write an antagonist too powerful. It will only make the fans disappointed, especially when they get defeated. Which they will one day. Still, though, I think Lich just took one of Asta's swords. But did he just take another sword that was just already there? Is that meant to imply that there are more than two anti-magic swords? I mean, I just hope Lich can awaken so we can finally get some answers to these swords. Because now I just want to hear theories about those swords, their purpose. Why are they filled with anti mana? Are they all only filled by anti mana if Asta is the one holding them? I mean, no, others couldn't hold them as well. But what I meant to say is, will they return to anti mana if Asta holds them? And if Asta loses his other sword that he has, then how will he be able to fight back? I mean, he's still anti mana. He has that demon inside of him. Yeah, there are some questions that are still not making sense here. Oh, that's basically the story. I hope I didn't insult anyone, because again, I was just making the point to give my praise to Pale Ranger as a very good Black Clover theorist. Yeah, I don't think you're watching this video, but I just wanted to say that. So, other than that, you people give me your thoughts if you have any.